Guess where we are, ladies and gentlemen? Graham Little, knee Peter Pope. Facebook Live. Could be one of the biggest holes in the world. A lot of activity happening here. Who likes gold? We've got Katrina. We're actually at the open pit mine at Kalgoorlie.
Super pit.
Super pit.
KCGM.
So welcome. Been here for a night and been staying with some pretty special people, and they might say hello shortly.
Yes.
And we'll just give you a version of the Kalgoorlie open cut. Now I'm told that it takes 4 hours for the truck to go right down the bottom there. Couldn't be 4. Maybe an hour. Look at the truck way down there. Got it wind around. Amazing. There's another truck coming. This keeps going and going and going. So I've got 2 people here. I want to say hello. Do that.
Yes.
I'll come over here so you've got the backdrop of the mine. And we've got... Who are you?
Come here.
I'm Ben.
Ben Hammond from Kalgoorlie. Lovely to meet you, Ben. We've been having a good chat today. And we've got the beautiful
Tanya.
Tanya. And
How are you doing?
we won't show James, I think, will we?
Yeah.
We'd like to show James. Say hello to all the people on Facebook,
Don't
James.
shy.
You're going to go in the mining industry one day, James? Dig up some dirt?
Wants to look at the trucks.
What do you think? You like the trucks?
He likes the trucks.
Yeah, well, Ben used to work in the mining game, didn't you, Ben? How long were you in the mining industry?
Yeah, 14 years, 15 years. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's definitely, well, I can't do this anymore. It's a hot demanding job, so long hours, and I do miss it to a degree, but obviously it's not the job for me anymore. I'm pretty incapacitated with my medical stuff, so yeah, it's still impressive to look at though. It's still
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
still big machinery, and brings back a lot of memories of what I used to do. And
What job, you told me you were in the contracting side of things, with the drillers, is it, can you?
yeah, I started off in the drilling. This basically, started off in here in the pit actually.
It's a bit louder too because a bit of noise in the background.
Yeah, on the drill rigs in the pit here, sampling. Yeah, just all over the place. Drilling holes over there and over yonder, and all over the place anyhow. And then I ventured out. I didn't like the pits too much because they've got rocks in them.
Yeah.
And they fall on you. So I like the bush bit better, where you can get out and just enjoy. There's just so much to see out there, really. You get to see the wildlife, and just so many different places where no one's ever gone, really. So, and again, that's something that's restricted me with the medical issues I've got. Just getting away and doing something outside, beyond the hospital, really.
Yeah, I mean, for those that are not aware, Ben's life changed and so did Tanya's and the family when he had the DTaP vaccine when little James was born. That's correct, Tanya?
100% correct, yes.
And there's little James here, but he was born premature. And how much did you weigh, James? Can you remember?
It's £2 4 ounces.
£2 and 4 ounces. And Mum and Dad had to have the DTaP, and unfortunately...
Paralysed Daddy. He's not paralysed now.
Ben was paralysed for a significant period of time and effectively hospitalised in rehabilitation for nearly 12 months, was it?
Yes.
11 months?
And he still has a lot of medical problems. He still very much does. There you go. Yeah, I'll hear from Ben.
How many years, Ben?
It's been 4 years now,
Yeah.
and it's I mean, it's great to walk again. Obviously, it's
Just before you talk about, you were telling me before that the first 2 months you were being told that you were unlikely to ever walk again. Was that?
Oh yeah, they didn't know what was happening, and
Yeah.
with the datum and the condition that I've had, it's it's more of an evolving process, I guess, for the diagnosis. So it's very hard to say initially that like you've got ADEM. It's more of you're quadriplegic. We don't know what's going on, what's happening, and as they just assumed what was happening to me and treated it as if it was ADEM, and it turned out that it was.
How do you spell that?
ADEM is a short abbreviation. Acute disseminating ethymyelitis is the larger picture. But it's a demyelinating effect. I was very fit before it happened to me. Was very fit. I still try to be, and that's helped me get to the walking stage. But if I was any older or had medical conditions prior to it, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I was. So it's been a long journey to get here, and it's still a battle every day. It's chronic fatigue and a whole heap of other symptoms that come with it, the medical issues and.
So when you actually had the vaccine, it didn't immediately. It took about a week or more before you were running into some significant issues that needed you to be then hospitalised, and then it wasn't like an immediate, was it?
No, it was. I had a sore arm. Obviously, that's what they claim is a side effect. Anyhow, it went on to just headaches and nausea, vertigo, and then bladder retention. And finally, the quadriplegic stage of it started to settle in. I lost the limbs, lower limb, couldn't walk, and then I lost the hand function. I lost. I died a few times.
Tell me about that. You were telling me there were about 4 separate incidents where they didn't think you'd need major help to get through.
I died on the plane flying from Kalgoorlie to Perth.
You died on the plane, and you had.
So they revived me on the plane. They revived me back in the emergency ward in Perth with one of those injections to your heart. So that's the adrenaline shot. I remember that clearly. And when you can't move, it's very traumatic. I've shattered teeth with it. I've gone to the dentist, and it's caused a lot of dental issues with it because I've just clenched my jaw when it's happened, and I couldn't move otherwise. So it's just being that adrenaline straight to the heart. It really burns. It's not a pleasant thing. So and then eventually they put a pacemaker in. So I don't know how many times that zapped me, but I did know I was getting. I did feel getting electrocuted. I don't know how many times.
This is the electric shock treatment you were telling me about.
That's just like a pacemaker that they put. There's a couple of scars there somewhere, I think. But they plumbed me up to a pacemaker through the neck, and did the blood transfusion, the plasmapheresis, which we talked about through that, the blood exchanges and things that I set the record for 32 times, 31. There you go. So. I mean, it's been an advantage to do it, and it's been, like I said, a big, long journey, slow journey. So
you lost the movement in your arms and your legs and below the whole chest.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that you got back when?
Yeah, just shoulders and back to the slow hand movements again, and then initially they were going to put me in a quadriplegic chair with a little hand mover because I just got a bit of hand movement back. But
how many months was that after the?
A few months.
4
months. Yeah. And I progressed a bit better, so they ended up getting just a normal wheelchair for me, made up. And I sort of learnt for the next while up in hospital, I learned how to live in a wheelchair basically the whole time I was there. Dress myself, clean myself, basically manage and diagnose any medical conditions that I come across, and they make sure that I understand what's happened to me and what to do, and try not to get into a situation where I'm going to life-threatening. So,
And you told me you had a very unusual treatment in Perth, but it might have been...
Yeah, the plasmapheresis, absolutely.
Plasma?
Pheresis.
Yeah.
It's just a blood exchange. It takes your immune system out and replaces it with a donated and synthetic immune
Synthetic
system.
plasma.
It's 95% synthetic and 5% donated plasma.
Yes.
So, they take it out and separate your blood and then put it back into you at the same time, sort of thing. It's a weird and wonderful machine, but that got me to where I was, I believe. That's the treatment they do these days. The treatment's varied again. If they get it early, and this is the thing about trying to educate people is what's happened to me. Is the more people know about it and it gets diagnosed, they can do so much more for you initially and achieve better results for the long term. If they can start freezing, they freeze all your spinal column now, and they get your all the right, so they give you different drugs and all sorts of things. So yeah, pass it on.
No, I'm doing this.
Here we are.
I'm getting a good view of the open pit mine. I was here in about 1994, 5 and 6. Used to come to the Diggers and Dealers major conferences. That was always pretty special, and a lot of the mining magnates were here, and all the junior miners that reckon they were going to discover the next open pit. So it's exciting to come back to Kalgoorlie. It's a sad story in a way, Tanya and Ben, but the good part is that Ben's a pretty special man. He's very determined. I've spent a lot of time with Ben this morning. He's put a lot of effort into rehabilitation. He's slowly, getting back his walking capacity, and he does have some permanent issues, which we may touch on another time. But he's got some serious challenges every day, and obviously that's meant that Tanya and the children, 5 children, have got serious challenges as well in coping with this issue. So, I'm very supportive of the family and what they've gone through, and the fact that it is possible for major damage to happen from vaccines in an adult situation, because the adults are going to be put through mandatory vaccination soon in the US. Coming up 2020 is the plan, and they're a bit quiet in Australia as to what the plan is, but I suspect it could be a bit earlier than that.
Hi, Anne.
Ben only had the DTaP vaccine, which is about there's 4. Was there 4 vaccines in the DTaP or 3? I'm not too sure. I think it was only 3 back then. Yeah. The potential is that the children have been vaccinated, getting 10 vaccines in one day. Now, we don't know that if we have adult vaccination, whether adults will get 10 vaccinations in one day or more. So we've built up a lot of heavy metal. You've been able to show that you've had significant mercury and aluminium toxicity in the body, and I know personally I've had very high levels of mercury myself, which have caused health issues in my life, and I just think we need to do a lot more empathy for people that are suffering from injuries from vaccine, rather than burying it and making these people intimidated, which is what's happened to this family. They've suffered a lot in intimidation, both social media and also a rather dramatic police raid, Ben. That must have been pretty horrific back in January. Like, I can't imagine what that would be like, but you were able to say from your viewpoint, like, what the shock, what time did you get a police raid? A bit louder if you can speak louder, because it might be hard to hear.
Past 5 in the morning or something stupid.
5:30 in the morning, wow.
So yeah, they're pretty tough when they come in and kick you to the floor and you jocks. So good on them. But we'll leave that to another time, I think. It's another chapter.
Yeah, that's right. So I think we might leave it there, and we'll have another chat later. And some of the issues Ben's got to face probably for the rest of his life. I'm hoping I'm hoping that there's some other things we can help with, particularly the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which is what I've been having for 12 years, and a lot of people with disabilities like me have been treated with hyperbaric oxygen. It's all coming, like your main issues are coming from a spinal problem, and the main practitioner I've been helping in Melbourne with his regulatory battles, and he's got about another 5 on his doorstep at the moment. He's spent a long period of time, like 20 years, helping people with spinal injuries using hyperbaric oxygen, and he's now been acknowledged on the world scene and been invited on the global board of the Hyperbaric Association because of his advanced work, helping people rehabilitate and walk better and potentially function better, and some of the other issues that we might touch on, the personal issues that are a bit embarrassing at one level, but a pretty significant, massive problem from your viewpoint. I'm hoping maybe we can get someone to help sponsor you and the family to have treatment, you know, with the hyperbaric, and that might support the great work that's been done here in Perth. A lot of good people have been helping you, been telling me, and physio and all the people at the hospital have done their best. And
thanks, Claire.
yeah, so you know, it's an unfortunate situation, but it's happening. It's not a rare situation. There's a lot of families I'm meeting in different situations. Yours is unique to your family. It's a very severe blow to your life, and what you planned and the marriage you've had and the children. It's to your credit. You know, I'm amazed you're so tough about it. You're taking it like a good miner, I think. You know, you take it on the chin and just every day.
You've got a lot of support from
Yeah. So, you know, you got a gorgeous wife, and she's been out, you know, on the beat, trying to get help for the family. There's very little support. There's no compensation plans in Australia. You have to tough it out through the legal system, and hopefully that will help. But maybe we can find some rich miners. Anybody made a lot of money in Kalgoorlie that might recognise Ben's work? That, you know, you work for many of the mining companies, and I might. I'm not embarrassed being here, but we might track down some of those CEOs and chairmen. Maybe I know a couple when I look at the board reports, and maybe one of those magnates might just help your family. And I'll try hard to track them down. I've got a lot of friends in Perth that might help me too. So keep the chin up, keep that focus.
Yes.
Hi, Anne.
And thank you for sharing the story and welcoming into your family. And beautiful James here, that you're connected, your life with James. And good luck with everything.
Thanks for that. No worries.
I just want to say hi. Hello.
What are you doing? Is it on or off? Finish. Okay, we might finish it there, and we might finish it there, and we might come back and have another chat another time. Bye for all.